Hello students, welcome to geography class. Today we will continue chapter 19, atmospheric pressure and winds. Today we will study from page number 285 to page number 300. In the last class, we have studied the following objectives. We have studied about periodic winds. They are monsoon winds, land and sea breeze, mountain and valley breeze. We also discussed the local winds. They are Loo, Fohn, Chinook, Mistral and Harmattan. The objectives of today's class are: number 1, air masses and fronts. Number 2, cyclones. Number 3, tropical cyclones. Number 4, temperate cyclones. Number 5, difference between tropical and temperate cyclones. And at last, we'll study jet streams. The air masses and fronts are migratory atmospheric disturbances which generate secondary types of winds all over the world. They are associated with stormy weather conditions. Storms provide effective mechanism for raising large quantities of air aloft. Normally, air masses of different densities do not mix easily and try to retain their identity as far as their temperature and moisture are concerned. The contact line between air masses of different properties is called a front. Warm air, being lighter, always rises up, whereas cold air, being heavy, sinks down. Whenever there is a difference in pressure, the wind starts blowing. Winds always blow from the areas of high pressure to the areas of low pressure. The difference in pressure give rise to variable winds. They are cyclones and anticyclones. Now, let us discuss the technical terms that are coming in today's topic. The first term is air mass. A large body of air with fairly uniform properties of temperature and humidity is called air mass. Fronts, the contact line between air masses of different properties. Condensation, the process by which water vapor change into water droplets. Number 4, polar continental. The air mass which is confined in broad high latitudinal stretches of Siberia and Canada. It is typically frozen and dusty with snow throughout the winter season. Polar maritime. The air masses which are located over warmer high latitudes, oceans of North Pacific, North Atlantic, an entire sweep of Southern Hemisphere's ocean fringing Antarctica. Tropical continental. Hot and dry air mass which mostly develop over Greater Sahara, northern Mexico and southern California. Tropical maritime. The air masses overlying the tropical seas in the Pacific Ocean, North and South Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. Warm front. When a warmer and lighter air mass meet a cold and more dense air mass, the warm air mass rides over the cold air mass and a front is formed, which is called warm front. Cold front. When a cool air mass forces its way under the mass of warmer air and pushes it upward, the front will be called as cold front. Tropical cyclones. The cyclones originating and traveling in the tropical zone are known as tropical cyclones. Temperate cyclones. The cyclones originating and traveling in the temperate zone are known as temperate cyclones. ITCZ. ITCZ's full form is Intertropical Convergence Zone. It is the other name of equator where the northeast trade winds meet with the southeast trade winds. Eye of the cyclone. The central part of a cyclone which has a low pressure area is called the eye of cyclone. Jet stream. The upper air circulation of fast moving wind at the height of 12 to 16 km within the troposphere with a speed of 180 km per hour or more. Now, let us start the chapter from page 285. An air mass is a large mass of air that has similar characteristics of temperature and humidity within it. An air mass acquires these characteristics above an area of land or water known as its source region. When the air mass sits over a region for several days or longer, it picks up the distinct temperature and humidity characteristics of that region. There are 4 types of air masses. They are polar, tropical, continental and maritime. Their classification depends on their location where they are formed. In this diagram, we can see that the polar area has continental Arctic air masses which are very cold and dry. It is followed by maritime polar, continental polar and maritime polar air masses which you can see in the blue color. Maritime polar is little moist air mass, whereas continental polar are dry air mass. For the south of it, we can see in green color, we have maritime tropical and continental tropical. Maritime tropical air masses are warm and moist, whereas continental tropical are hot and dry air masses. In this map, we can see that North America has cold air masses. Here, in this map, we can see that North America has the cooler air masses in the north. They are Arctic continental, continental polar, maritime polar, which are shown in blue color. So they are cold air masses, whereas in the south it has warm air masses, namely maritime tropical, continental tropical and again maritime tropical. Whenever the cold air mass from the poles meet with the warm air mass coming from the tropical region, a front is formed. Front means a border. Front are of 2 types, warm front and cold front. Let us understand them with the help of diagram. In this diagram, we can see that warm air mass is meeting with cold air mass. The warm air mass push the cold air mass backward. As the warm air mass is lighter in weight, it rises up and the cold air mass sink down and a front is formed. This is called warm front, above which the warm air rises up. In this diagram, we can see that the cold air masses are advancing towards warm air mass. The cold air mass push the warm air behind. The warm air being lighter rise up over the cold air mass, whereas cold air mass being heavier sink below the warm air mass, and in this way a front is formed which is called cold front. Now we will study about cyclones, their types, their origin, the areas where they blow, and their important characteristics. A cyclone is a low pressure area surrounded by high pressure from all sides. It is circular or elliptical in shape. Winds move from all sides to the central low pressure area. They assume anti-clockwise direction in northern hemisphere and clockwise direction in southern hemisphere. The low pressure centers produce local circulation of air which may last for a few days or many days. The cyclones move in different directions and affect the weather condition of the areas which fall on their path of movement. Types of cyclones. Depending upon the areas of origin, the nature and the weather associated with them, the cyclones are divided into two broad categories. They are temperate cyclones and tropical cyclones. Let us see how a cyclone develops and how it moves. A cyclone is a low pressure area surrounded by high pressure from all sides. In a cyclone, the winds move in anti-clockwise direction in northern hemisphere. We can see here like this. The central part of the cyclone is called the eye of the cyclone. It is an area of calm, whereas in a cyclone the winds blow in a spiral way around the eye of the cyclone. In the southern hemisphere, the cyclones, they move from the surrounding high pressure area to the central low pressure area in a clockwise direction like this. They move from the surrounding high pressure area to central low pressure area in clockwise direction. The center part is again called the eye of the cyclone. It is an area of calm and the winds blow in a spiral way. Tropical cyclones blow in the tropical areas from 15 degree to 30 degree north and south latitude in the both hemisphere. They are created because the winds blow from the subtropical high pressure to equatorial low pressure. It means that the northeast trade winds and the southeast trade winds converge at equator. So equator is also called the ITCZ, that is intertropical convergence zone. See the areas of tropical cyclone in the world in this map. The tropical cyclones are called hurricanes in North America. They are called as cyclones whose one part is Kalbaisakhi in India. They are called typhoons in South China Sea, and they are called Willy Willies in Australia. So we can say that tropical cyclones have different local names: hurricanes in North America, cyclones in Indian Ocean, typhoons in China, and Willy Willis in Australia. Now we will study about the temperate cyclones. Temperate cyclones originate and blow in the temperate region at 60 degree north and 60 degree south latitude. They are created due to the difference in pressure between the polar region and subpolar region. Polar areas have high pressure, whereas subpolar areas have low pressure in both the hemispheres. In this map, we can see the areas affected by temperate cyclones. Temperate cyclones, they blow over northern part of North America, northern part of Europe, northern Russia, and the south, they blow over South America, maximum part of Antarctica, and South Australia and New Zealand. Now, let us see the difference between tropical cyclone and temperate cyclone. Tropical cyclones, they blow in the tropical areas between 15 degree to 30 degree north and south latitude, whereas temperate cyclones, they blow in about 60 degree north and south latitude. Tropical cyclones are circular in shape and temperate cyclones, they are oval in shape. Tropical cyclones are small in size, whereas temperate cyclones are large in size. Tropical cyclones, they are very destructive as the winds are very high in speed. So they are very destructive, whereas temperate cyclones are not destructive as the winds are not so fast in temperate cyclones. Tropical cyclones, they bring heavy rainfall, whereas temperate cyclones either bring light rainfall or no rainfall, means they bring fine weather. Tropical cyclones, they blow from east to west because they are under the influence of easterlies, whereas temperate cyclones move from west to east because they are under the influence of westerlies. Tropical cyclones, the wind speed is 100 to 200 km, whereas in temperate cyclones, the speed of the wind is about 30 to 40 km. Tropical cyclones are common in summers, whereas temperate cyclones, they are produced mostly in winters. The example of tropical cyclone in India is Kal Baisakhi that hit West Bengal and eastern coast of India, whereas the example of temperate cyclones in India is western disturbances that hit Punjab, Haryana and northwest India in winter. We will study about the anticyclones. Anticyclones are the areas of high pressure surrounded by low pressure. So here the winds move from the central high pressure area to surrounding low pressure area in a spiral way, like this. Anticyclones, they move in clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere, like this, from the central high pressure to surrounding low pressure. due to the rotation of the earth, they deflect themselves towards right hand side in the northern hemisphere. As we have discussed in the previous class, it is also called Coriolis force or Farrell's law. In the southern hemisphere, the anticyclones move in anti-clockwise direction. That is from the high pressure area to low pressure area in this way. It means that they are deflected towards their left hand side in the southern hemisphere. So anticyclones move in anti-clockwise direction in southern hemisphere, again due to rotation of the earth. Anticyclones are common in the subtropical high pressure area and polar high pressure area around the North Pole and South Pole. Here we have high pressure and the winds from the high pressure move towards the areas of low pressure in both the directions, like this, in both the hemisphere. Anticyclones are much larger than tropical and temperate cyclones. They are not so destructive. They bring light rainfall and fair weather. They are mostly oval in shape and covers thousands of kilometers. Now let us discuss about jet stream, which are very fast blowing air current that blow at the height of 12 to 16 km in the troposphere. There are three types of jet streams. Equatorial jet stream, which blow over equator. Tropical jet stream, which blow over Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. And polar jet stream that blow near North Pole and South Pole. The jet streams, they affect the tropical cyclones. The jet stream, they shift northward in the winter and southward in the summer. Due to shifting of the jet stream, the pressure conditions of the earth changes. So in summer, the jet stream, they attract the southwest monsoon winds towards Asia, and in winter they bring the western disturbances or the temperate cyclone towards Asia from Europe. So jet stream are important as they affect the rainfall in summer and winter, both in major part of Asia. This we complete our today's topic. Your homework is to go through exercise number 1, question number 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19th, 4th part, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th part, question number 20. Exercise 2nd, question number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and exercise 3, question number 7, 8, 9 and 10. You must fill the given map work in the outline map of the world. Students, You must read the chapter thoroughly. See the school link and YouTube link given and learn all exercises. Thank you.